We're live, baby. We in here. 3, 2, 1. Let me turn this screen off. 3, 2, 1. Folks, to another episode from Men Behind the Mitts, coming at you, episode 90. Your host, Big J, over here, joined by our co-host, Silk. It's great to be back. Great to see you, of course. Can't wait to dive into this week. We got a lot to talk about. Let's just get it going. How the hell are you?
I'm good. Group chat has been on fire today.
Dude.
We're going to dive into it, but man, group chat has been on fire today. Hockey trade deadline. It's an exciting time of the year.
It is, man. The trade block always gets me going. We have a lot to dive into. We're gonna do some things. We're gonna talk about the trades. We're gonna talk about our divisional breakdowns. We got some stuff going on. First, I just kind of want to loosen up, get in the zone, get loose with my boy Silk over here.
Stretch out for these.
Speaking of stretching, how's everything? You've been hitting the gym. You've been getting. I saw you jumping some rope.
Yeah, it's about that time. Summertime's coming around the corner, and the dad bod is real. So it's time to start getting to more cardio. Remember when I was working out? Cardio wasn't a biggie for me. I was so worried about putting on.
Yeah.
So cardio sucks. I know I have that hard transition to come to the realization of I got to lose some weight. So I started doing these inclines, bro. Farmer's walks.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I'm a big
body, your core, the traps, your shoulders.
I'm telling you, you got to start running this hill with me over here. Doing the sprints up the hills have been, I feel like, the biggest game changer on the ice. Like, that's what I noticed the most of, like, my cardio. I'm like, oh, I'm not as tired. It's all because of the hills.
And you're more explosive probably too.
Yeah, to get the little kick out of the corner. And that's where I've always lacked is the explosivity. That's why I'm not a professional athlete. Mm-hmm. I've always lacked the explosivity. But yeah, man, it's going well, getting back into groove of things, finally getting this night schedule, under wraps here and getting back to lifting and getting back to cardio. And now the weather is beautiful. Like, I want to be outside. I want to spend my time outside. And it's finally where I'm getting back to sweating, bro. That's the only thing I hate about winter. I love winter because I'm not hot, but I don't sweat. Like, I like if I don't get a good sweat in my workout, I'm like, what am I doing here? Am I really working?
Oh.
And now it's like, even today I'm dripping and it's like 65 degrees outside.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Just need something better than that cold chill. So it's nice to good change of pace, get things going. But yeah, I'm happy to be getting back in the groove, get you over here, get you back on the weights.
Full session. I got to start running. You're gonna have to get me into running. Dude.
It sucks, but
I know, but if you're committed the way you are, like maybe
it's a game changer.
Start running.
That's the only thing. It sucks, but it truly is a game changer. Like, it just helps. It helps because there's nothing. Even when we skate out here, that's the only other thing that obviously translates to fucking skating. You know what I mean? But like, it's hard to get something that recreates skating just because you're using your hips. You're not using, it's different. You use different muscles regardless if you're running or not. So doing like the up the hill runs, and I do like a bunch of I'll do like sprints. I'll go to a jog and then I'll hit like a sprint from mailbox to mailbox, but then keep the jog going, like not slowing all the way down. I feel like that's been a big help too, man. But it's tough being fully transitioning like into like adult mode, and like I've always battled the injuries, always battled the stiffness and stuff like that, but stretching has been helping so much. But pushing through that is definitely that's the game changer. That's where it really comes from. I'm telling you.
I completely agree with you, everything you're saying. I was just kind of trying to compare, like, when you were talking about that as far as like transitioning into hockey, the closest workout, and even when you're hitting the blades, like, you got a little more give compared to how hard you can dig in on an edge and be explosive and use that full hamstring, quad, glute area.
The ice is different. Nothing compares to ice, regardless. Roller, nothing compares to ice. The stop and go, the pace, everything. So much better. God, I love it. I love it. And I didn't play Sunday, so I'm definitely, I missed the boys over the weekend, the late game. I can't make the late game with going in on the night work, which sucks, but I heard they did well. It's good to have the team back together, and especially after the mishap from 2 weeks ago. I mean, good night. There was almost a massacre at the clubhouse. So,
oh, that's crazy. Did you hear any more about
that?
Yeah,
so Brad, the GM, the guy who runs the league over there, followed up. The guy's banned for life. He's supposed to. I haven't gotten a live barn video yet, but he's supposed to send me the live barn video, and we're going to share it just because of how crazy. I'm telling you, man. He said it was like because he wasn't there that night. He watched it and he was like, "That is one of the craziest things I've ever seen on ice." And I'm like, "Bro, this beer league, and not even. I mean, I'm not throwing shade, but not even a good beer league. Like this is a well mix between D and A. You know what I mean? And heavy on the lower bracket, in my opinion. And to see that shit over, I mean, it's crazy. I can't wait for you to see it. It's on.
I was stunned when I heard originally.
Yeah.
Stunned.
I'm just happy that our guy was good, didn't get injured. You know what I mean? So like I said, that's a life-changing injury, something like that. Swinging a stick at someone's head, man, it's uncalled for. It's uncanny.
You knock the shit out of somebody.
Change the projection of their life. Speaking of viral videos, so that one will go viral. I want to talk about 2 videos that we encountered over the weekend. First, let's talk about the Tesla jump that happened out in California.
That was sick.
So I was trying to find the name of the hill. I don't know the name of the hill, but it's a famous hill out there. People send dirt bikes, Harleys, trucks, everything over top of this hill. And these guys sent I think a Tesla Model S, the regular sedan joint, sent that sucker at 110 miles an hour over this hill. I mean, old girl floated.
Yeah.
Floated. Yeah, nose down, blew out everything, hit some trash cans, totaled it on the spot. The LAPD is currently looking for who it is, but per Instagram, it's pretty easy to find out who was doing what. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you want to post that for like the clout and everything, but you're basically just handing over evidence. Like you're like, yeah, it was me.
There's no video of the driver.
That's
the only thing. I'm just a cameraman. I don't know who it was. I was just there.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But no
tags.
But so when
tags on those videos.
But here's the thing: when that $100,000, $50,000, $25,000 reward comes out, who's selling you out? Can you count on everyone? Because
the closest people to you.
That's what I mean. Can you count on everyone not doing that?
Lawyer up, I guess. If they're doing stunts like that, if you can jump a Tesla, you can afford a lawyer.
Exactly. I was gonna say if you can send an
if your cloud is like, let's go jump a Tesla.
It's nuts. I wish I had the money. Just be like, yeah, fuck it, let's send it. I'm over here like jumping a 110, like wee.
And the money they spent on that Tesla, you could have built a barn in your backyard and played puck every day with the boys.
No joke. They don't, but that's Cali life, man. It's Cali life.
Anyways,
I don't care about. And the second video we got to touch on stars yours truly. We're gonna put it up on the talk and on the Instagram. Chick already put it up on Instagram, but basically I had dinner. We had dinner over at Chick's house. Family was there. A whole bunch of family. We had turkey burgers, some pasta salad, some stuff I normally don't consume. And I had a little rumbly in the tumbly. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And I thought I was being cordial by not dropping bombs in the living room, while everyone was there. So as me and Chick are leaving the house, we're walking out the door, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to toot. Like, I'm like, I got to let one go, bro. So I'm on the front porch, hit the lean to the side, drop an absolute nuke. Chick instantly starts dying laughing. I'm like, I look back and all I see is the blue glow from the Ring camera. I'm like, oh man, it's on the Ring. And me and Chick absolutely lose our shit walking out to the car. She's laughing so hard. She comes back in. She's like, we gotta get the video like from her dad. And she's like dying. Her family thought something happened because she came in the door crying. She was like, Dad. They're like, what's wrong? Like, and then she was like, Josh just dropped a fucking bomb on the front porch. So we had to pull that up. But yeah, man, then we died in the house. I'm like, I should have just dropped the bomb in here if everyone knew about that absolute nuke I just laid.
Man, those are some of the best videos I've seen here lately.
Yeah,
those rings, man, those are money.
The Ring cameras come in clutch. I'm not gonna lie, I felt better. Like when you When you guys see the video, you're gonna be like, oh, I would have felt better too. No wonder.
I felt better.
Yeah, it was a light.
You relieved some pain.
Oh my God,
some discomfort.
Here, I'm just gonna play the audio. I'll just play the audio off this fella, and you guys we'll post a video later. But here's just the first 5 seconds. Oh my God! I drop an absolute nuke. Just one more for good tension.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Straight up destroyed. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. We were at work last night. I must have watched that 100 times. It's like I was like, a fart will never not be funny. I've said that my whole fucking life. A fart is always a fart.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I'm so happy. Chick, she just laughed. She's like, and like she put it on IG. She's like, this is my love of my life. I'm like, thanks, honey. Like, your support means so much to me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, man. But I mean, you heard that.
Yeah,
it was a 2-step. That joint had like stage 1 was like bark, bark, like fucking VTech kicked in.
Bro, it must be in the air because I have a hilarious fart story from this Sunday yesterday.
It must be in there.
I had been drinking wine all night, so that's
Vino.
probably played a part. It probably played a part.
Remind me of red wine or the white?
White, but I was at this time, but I'll drink both. Anyways, not an alcoholic. We're having pancakes at her dad's house.
Time out, man. You can't start I'm over here thinking you guys are drinking wine. And you're like, we're having pancakes.
No, so the next
God,
morning, we're at her dad's house. We're having pancakes.
Yes.
All right. So I have to fucking relieve myself.
Let me put this down.
I go downstairs to the basement and I use the bathroom.
the
I
basement
sit there
bathroom.
for like go to rip one right. Anyways, dude, I couldn't stop farting. I'm on the toilet giggling like a girl. Come out, and everyone's just standing there looking at me like, what was going on? Dude, I just couldn't. Every second, it was wild. It's in the air. It's in the air.
It's farting on clean water.
But what I'm getting at with my fart story is like, you can't laugh at a good fart.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. It's about timing too.
Yes.
Awkwardness.
Yes.
Public.
Yeah, man. I love a good
public fart. I'm dying.
I can't believe we're talking about this right now, but I went through a phase where I didn't like to poop in public. I thought it was gross.
Me too.
Yeah. And now
I only pooped at home.
I look forward to pooping in public. I'm like, someone's getting to deal with this. Like, like someone's getting a treat. And
malicious shitter.
I'm a serial shitter for sure. But I don't leave it a mess, but I love a good toot. My goal is to make the person, like if there's someone next to me, I want to make them giggle. Like that's my goal. Like if I sit down and
so you shit that often that you have like
not that often. I'm 3 a day for sure.
But I'm saying with a companion, like someone's next to you in another stall. Is that often?
Well, at the buildings I work at, like generally there's someone in there. Yeah.
Are you normally the first in, or you're coming in late?
It doesn't matter.
But I'm saying, what more doors, more tires?
Oh boy, we'll get into that. But yeah, so I don't. It's not that I look from like, yeah, there's shoes in here. Like,
that's what I'm getting at. Like, I'm coming in. Like,
no, I'm not like this.
Here we go.
I'm not like okay, I'm going for the middle stall. Like I don't mind. I love making it awkward because I don't care. It's just a fart. You know what I mean? And I think farts spread a lot of things, but mostly joy, in my opinion. So,
spread joy.
So my goal is if I can get the person next to me taking a break to have a laugh, then job well done.
Yeah.
But there has been a debate.
Yeah.
Are there more doors or wheels in the world?
Mm-hmm.
And I watched another podcast today. They were talking about it, and people get unhinged. Like when you can see them thinking about it, they're like, what about doors in buildings? And then but no one has said this out loud. I hear everyone's like, what about high rises? There's got to be more doors, like buildings and cities, all this stuff. I'm like, okay. And especially when people are talking about offices, well, think about all the offices in a building. I'm like, okay, think about the wheels on your chair right now. There's a wheel on each side on this chair. There's way more wheels than doors.
Really?
Yeah, all the kids' toys. No, I mean, are you counting doors on little doll? That's what I mean. It's endless. You can argue every angle, but I'm going wheels.
I'm going doors.
I don't think it. I don't think.
And my argument is stuff like that. Like when you have a high rise, and let's say it's an apartment building too, and each apartment has 5 doors in it.
Yeah, but even if one apartment has one computer chair, there's 8 wheels on one computer chair. I've outdubbed your doors.
Yeah, in that aspect, yeah.
And a lot of people just go to cars. Like, well, every car, like a sedan, 5 doors. Like, okay, well, 5 wheels.
4
you got
wheels.
4 on and a spare.
Oh yeah, and the spare.
We're matched. And you mean to tell me the amount of kids' toys on wheels, rollerblades, wheels? Ain't no doors on rollerblades. That's what I mean. What's the scale of wheel to door are we going here? Are we counting every door? And are we counting every fucking wheel? Think about big wheels. How many kids got big wheels?
Or how many
Pedal
kids
bikes.
have piles of Matchbox cars?
Yeah.
Just piles. All the doors in cars.
All those little wheels. But those doors don't open.
But they're doors.
I mean, technically a door has to,
Technically, it doesn't have to open.
Yeah, it does. Because then it's not a door. If I can't use a door to get through here to there.
Bullshit. If I took this off and threw it on the ground, what would you say? Where's the what? Where's the door? Got him. So it's a door.
It is a door.
No matter what.
Now, is that a door?
Yeah, it's the closet door.
Yeah, closet door.
Yeah, it's a closet door.
I don't know. Wheels, bro. Think about
Anyways,
skateboards, rollerblades.
Get out of here.
All
Surprised
of
my phone isn't blowing up from all the trade talk.
all of the wheels,
Rollerblades. That's another one.
right? And they think
But what about this? What about like fences and farms,
I agree.
backyards,
I agree.
public
Tractors.
places?
18 wheelers. That's 18 wheels per 3 doors.
I think there's more doors.
I mean, that's
There's
fine.
more things with doors than
No way.
things with wheels.
I mean,
Does
think
that
about.
make sense?
I mean, I counted the doors in this house alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 12 doors
Mm-hmm.
in this house.
Mm-hmm.
There's 4 cars out front. Cars win.
No, because those cars have doors.
But they do. But then the computer chairs, my rollerblades, it'll never end. There's no way to compute. That's like trying to say how many are there more pennies or nickels. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's impossible to compute. But I like the process of the thought. It's just a good way to scramble the brain. It's almost like left brain versus right brain, even though I'm sure that's wrong because I'm not smart. But it's like, oh my god, coffee burp. But it's like it'll never end. You're going doors though. You're hard on doors. We're gonna put this up on the IG, the TikTok. We gotta keep the debate alive. I'm going wheels. I'm wheels all day.
You might have sold me. I don't know. We'll see.
I know we're good debaters. Like I know that
Some might say we're master debaters.
master debaters. I usually stick to my guns.
Fisherman.
Yeah, I usually stick to my guns when I got a hunch on something, and I got a hunch on wheels. Buses. Look at all the wheels on a bus. They go round and round. And there's only so many doors per bus. I don't know, man. I'm a believer in the wheel. There's 2 computer chairs right here. We outdubbed the doors with just these 2 chairs. It's tough.
My head hurts.
How many? You said Hot Wheels. Listen to what I just said. It's not called Hot Doors. It's called Hot Wheels.
All right. I'm sold. That's something.
That's how you do it, folks.
My wheels.
That's how you do it. We're wheels. We're wheels.
Sign
over
me
here.
up.
Men behind the mitts.
Come with a warranty?
Generally. Right? Tread life. Puncture. I feel like they got
Premature wear.
me. No premature over here. I feel like they got me on the wheels. I just got some new wheels for the truck.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, do you want the wheel insurance, the tire insurance?
You get it?
I did get it. Because I weighed it out. Well, I feel like it'd be different if you were buying cheaper tires, but their fucking truck tires are $300 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
So $20 a wheel covers me for punctures and stuff like that. They got the tread life warranty and stuff like that, but the puncture is where they got me. Because you puncture one wheel, you don't have the insurance. Now I got to buy a $300 wheel if it's bad enough where I can't patch it. But what if you puncture it again? You got 2 patches, old girl's done. So I was like, this is a no-brainer. I get X amount for the first year, X amount for the second year, then X amount for the third year, and then it's gone. Are you a wheel insurance? Are you a tire? I don't know why I brought this up.
No.
We were talking about wheels.
No. I patch my own tires.
I mean, I do. Don't get it twisted. But if I can make a phone call and say, hey, bud.
No. They're going to be busy. I got to drop it off.
No. They just ship it to me.
Oh, you mean the replacement?
Yeah,
But I'm saying someone's got to put it on.
Yeah, I got a guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to have a guy.
I guess if you got to go in and get a replacement, I don't have a tire machine anyway. So yeah,
we know enough people. Make a phone call. We'll figure it out. But now, if you're just a regular Joe Schmo, you're right.
No, when I had the truck tire, wheels and tires, I didn't put insurance when I bought them. I just bought them. And I was like, you know what?
I couldn't believe that Simple Tire. Shout out to simpletire.com. Beat Tire Rack. I couldn't believe it.
I could. Tire Rack. Now they're kind of like a Nike. They're riding off that name. You know, that's the first place mostly people go to look. They're naive about tires.
Bro. I'm a hunter. I was on websites I didn't even know they weren't even in the States. They had Euro prices next to them.
I'm calling Juan down the street to use tires. You got some 10s over there, some used ones.
I ain't mad. I've thrown a used tire or two on a vehicle.
Not mad at all.
It's a great segue. Wheels or doors. We're wheels over here at Men Behind the Mitts. That's how we do things.
I'm beat. I'm wore out after that one. I don't know if I can go on.
Yo, it is mentally exhausting, is it not? Like to think of something that endless like that. Well, don't get me started on chickens. We've had this talk. We've had this talk before. How the fuck do we keep up with chickens? I don't want to get in there.
Because think about how many wings are in a bucket.
Just the wings, bro. Like, just the wings. We just give me the wings.
One KFC sells 30 buckets of chicken a night. And how many are in 30? One bucket?
You're lowballing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Then think about Buffalo Wild Wings. Think about Hooters. Think about what bar do you go to that doesn't sell wings?
Are chicken wings real?
I don't think so.
Wow, bro.
Here's the thing about the human brain. We can't comprehend large numbers. Like it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, oh, there's 30 million. It's like, okay, 30 million. But if you were to think about 30 million, like one thing, like 30 million coffee cups, that's an exuberant amount of coffee cups, right? Yeah. But if you think about like actual chickens, just think about the state of Maryland. Just think about one county, how many wings they go through. Then you think about the whole nation. You're like, what? Like Buffalo? Like you just came from Buffalo, New York, the home of the Buffalo wing. Like think about how many wings are going through in New York.
There was a wing shortage. We had a wing shortage.
I wonder why.
Because Brandon.
Because someone is manipulating the wing market.
Yep. Trying to take down wings. It's all a plot to take down the wing.
I love a good chicken wing.
Is it beef? Are they after Chick-fil-A?
Beef is next.
Because you know them.
Don't get me started on cows. Think about how many cows in the world. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute.
Oh. We
have to get off that. But I do want to talk to you about one more thing. Because I saw that you commented on it on Facebook as well. You're a blue cheese guy.
Nah.
Okay, you're a ranch guy? Oh, thank God. I thought that was going to be like a stake in our relationship. Like we're going to have to question things.
No, I got a lot of heat for being a ranch guy in Buffalo. And anyone listening that's in that area right now spitting on like the radio in their car.
Ranch.
Yeah.
Ranch. And I'm not a ranch abuser. I'm not like soaking my wing in ranch. I love a good chicken wing. I love a good sauce. I'm a sauce guy. Mm-hmm. I'm a sauce boss. Mm-hmm. I love a good sauce, but the ranch just takes it to the next level. Blue cheese, chunky blue cheese, mold. You're eating mold that's moldy sauce. Moldy sauce cheese.
It's disgusting to talk about. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
I love feta though. Is that weird? Do you like feta?
Not a big cheese guy. I got a small palate when it comes to cheese, like mozzarella, pepper jack, cheddar.
Hey, cheddar makes it better. You can't go wrong with cheddar. You like a Gouda?
No.
Wow, I gotta put you on some smoked Gouda.
No.
That'll change your life. A creamy smoked Gouda.
Really? Big cheese guy.
Big cheese fella. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like artisanal. You know, I like a good yellow American slice like everyone else.
I don't.
See, I don't know either. That's cheap.
I used to growing up. I could just pull by the slices. And
now that I can afford, I got cheese money.
I don't eat that now. Just thinking about like what was wrong with
I got cheese money.
I got cheese money too. Like I said,
I get the cheese that I want. Now I'm not talking about brie and cheese, but I mean I do fuck with Gouda. Like Gouda's where it's at. It's a Gouda cheese. I'm fucking lame.
Gouda's on the blue line.
Gouda's on the blue line. Speaking of the blue line, let's get in this, man. Let's talk about some trades.
Yes.
We've got a lot of stuff going on the trade deadlines. Trade block has been absolutely insane. Let me pull up. We got to go to the iPad because there's so many trades today. We're going to touch on the Capitals last because I've got some opinions about what the Capitals are and are not doing. We're going to dive into that later. Let's start with another big team in the Metro, though. Pittsburgh Penguins acquiring Richard Raquel from the Anaheim Ducks. in exchange for Zach Aston-Reese and Dominic Simon, and the rights to goaltender Callie Klang and a second-round pick. I think that's a heavy trade. You're getting number one. You're trading three guys for one. What I know you were talking about, why didn't Washington go for Raquel like that? What is your thoughts on Raquel coming to Pittsburgh? I mean, that's definitely going to be an addition, but
listen, I've been watching a little more Anaheim games, obviously, since Zegras, and I can tell you this guy is deadly.
Yeah.
He's now playing over here in the Metropolitan Division with Pittsburgh. Geno Sid. I think they win this one. The kid's 28. Let's see what he's looking at. Right, 28 points so far, 51 games played. I mean, that's a win for them.
They're adding depth.
Aston-Reese, though, is a great player
in my opinion. Yes, sir.
Great player, but I think Ricard is a much better player.
To preface before we really dive deep into all these trades, the Metro beefed up. The Metro Division.
There's been a lot of action in the Metropolitan Division.
A lot of action and some strong teams already in the Metro. Canes, Rangers beefed up. We're going to get right into them. But
you can't also sleep, though, on what Carolina and Florida have both done. Giroux making the trade from Philly, going down to Florida. That's huge, bro.
They went from, there's a chance of Florida winning the Cup, to, Florida. Wow, we talked about Florida last week. Florida's been my front runner for a while, and I think they just solidified it, adding Claude Giroux.
Yep, and they're pulling their
they snagged Philly's captain, dog.
They're pulling a Tampa Bay movement, Ekblad on the LTIR going into playoffs. Be ready week 1 and it won't affect the salary cap.
Cap space isn't a problem. So is there really an issue there, or are they pulling a Tampa Bay move here?
Yeah, and I think there's no issue there.
Wow.
Either way.
But here's the thing. So especially Ekblad missing so much time, and he missed last season due to that horrific leg injury.
Yeah, that was
wild. Do we know how? I mean, Florida's already a fast team, but we know how fast the playoffs get and how fast they really are. Him sitting out that much time, do you think that's going to bother? I mean, obviously Ekblad's playing up to the level that they want him to, but I mean, is that playing without that much time and going right into the playoffs? Is that going to affect Ekblad's stature on the team?
I'd have to say yes and no. Yes and no, bro, because you have to think, he's a human being. He's got, but at the same time, he's also, a high caliber, use the word superstar athlete.
Yeah, he's professional.
He's next level. So the bounce back is going to be a little bit quicker than most. So if it's a 4 to 6 or, whatever it may be in those terms, I think he's somebody that could bounce back quicker. And playing, a majority of the games this season, it's not like he's coming off, no games played at all.
I agree, but it just seems so wild to me for a star defenseman like that to not be playing.
Yeah,
regardless if there truly is or isn't an injury.
I think there has to be, and I think they're just using it to their advantage to let him get fully healed. Now maybe instead of bringing him back to the 2 weeks to go into the playoffs or something, they're just like, we'll give you these extra 2 weeks.
Can't hate at the game. I mean, there's got to be. We saw Tampa beat the salary cap issue last year.
I mean, you think about it, it must be like if Caps were at number 1, they'd start sitting Ovi closer. Maybe his time would be cut back, or maybe he wouldn't play a third period. You'd see it even if he wasn't injured. So
save him.
Think about that. You're adding Giroux, and you're putting Ekblad on. Hey, get fresh, come back 100%.
Taking some pressure off. So I think they're taking pressure off certain guys there with Giroux, especially what was Giroux's quote? If he gets to play with Barkov, he's going to feel like a little kid. Like he's ready to feel like a little kid playing hockey again. So just knowing Giroux's attitude coming to the Panthers, I think they're going to be the next level team. I mean, they already are, but I think they just got a violent shove.
I think they might have sealed the deal here.
Yeah,
I think they really might have sealed the deal as everything goes as planned. Of making a deep run and potentially winning the Stanley Cup this year. Florida. I'd put money on Florida right now.
Yeah, and we've already been talking about how much of an impact Florida's been making in the division, in the league. More guys are buzzing. Duclair's having one of the best seasons he's ever had. Sam Bennett's having a top-notch season. Huberdeau, and then you're throwing Giroux in the mix of this. Good night. And they got two of the best current goaltenders in the league right now. I mean, Bob is playing his fucking ass off, standing on his head nightly. Goals against is like 2.02 or something like that. I mean, when you're only letting in 2 goals a game, I mean, you're relying heavily on that goaltender especially going into playoffs. Goaltending makes the difference going into playoffs. And you got 2 guys you don't even have to worry about, in my opinion. 2 top caliber guys.
goaltending is never isn't gonna, yeah. They've got it on lock with Bob. I agree. It's the fact the way he's playing this season is huge. And he's got a great team in front of him though.
Absolutely, man. Let's jump over to New York. New York has done some big work here before the trade deadline. New York acquiring Andrew Kopp and a 6th-round pick from the Winnipeg Jets in exchange for Morgan Barron and 2 conditional second-round picks, 22-23 draft, and a 5th-round pick in the 23. Big pickup for the Rangers. Definitely going to be excited to see what this guy can do in the mix. Winnipeg, too, kind of having a weird season. Kopp's got 35 points on the year so far, 56 game played, 13 goals, 22 assists. I mean, this is definitely in addition to an already deadly New York Rangers squad.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm a big fan of his. He was always a standout player in Winnipeg, and that's a tough roster to make up there. So yeah, I think that's a huge addition. And it's just the depth now for this team is huge, bro. Like I think they're almost saying, hey, we're all in.
Yeah, they're definitely moving all in on a cup this year. And the Rangers also acquiring Nick Merkley from the San Jose Sharks in exchange for Anthony Bitetto. Another big move, pick up another forward, adding more depth to that bottom 6.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Tampa's going to be making a run here. I mean, look, they know what they're competing with in the division. You got Canes, Florida, Caps, Rangers are right here. You know what I mean? And we've been talking about the Rangers the last 2 years. Really, we have been, since the COVID season. They're only a few steps away. This might be those steps we see, but I'm telling you, man, Florida's going to be a powerhouse in this division.
Yeah, it's tight. It's just crazy to think about because then you start thinking about the tight race it is over in the West too, right? Yeah. With Anaheim, where Raquel's coming from, moving over to Pittsburgh, both those teams battling for the playoff spot.
Absolutely. And when speaking of jumping out west real fast, let's touch on Colorado. Colorado acquiring Artturi Lunkinen from the Montreal Canadiens, who is having an absolute season as well. 29 points on the season, 13 goals, 16 assists. That's going to be a big boost, especially with Landeskog taking the seat out in Colorado. That's going to be a great addition to them. And Colorado, deadly. We know they're a deadly squad. Are they going to have what it takes to get deep into the playoff rounds? A lot of people talked about them last year and this year going for the cup, making a solid cup run. Could this help? Is this going to be their year? But I mean, I can't go to Florida. But I got to stop talking about Florida.
Yeah, they have some tough contenders considering some other trade movements that teams are definitely going to see in the playoffs. But like I said before, I think that they might have missed their opportunity. And I think I don't know if Colorado can do it this year. I'd love for them to do it the 1 year. I doubt them. But the last 3 years, I've thought it was their year.
Yeah, no joke. Colorado, they've got the speed, they've got the juice, but I just don't know if they're going to have what it takes to get deep, especially here in a playoff run. We talked about this earlier. I definitely want to dive into this trade. This is a huge trade coming out of Colorado and Minnesota. Minnesota acquired Marc-Andre Fleury from the Blackhawks for a first-round conditional pick, and I believe Chicago's retaining 50%. They're getting Fleury added to Minnesota for dirt cheap. Got a wildflower in Minnesota. How you feeling about moving? Hey, look, I'm happy Fleury didn't go to another team on the East. Let me put it that way. I'm happy he's out there, not in the Metro Division, because there were talks about Fleury coming back to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's already been climbing the ranks. Some of us counted him out a little early in the season.
Bro, is he going to keep the same pad setup with the Wild unis? Oh, that's
the
deadly. Brown. That's real nasty.
Or the all black?
The brown.
Yeah, the brown. That's what I thought. The brown. That would be hot because they're green and brown.
Oh, bro, I think this makes the Minnesota Wild a real threat now. I think arguably maybe taking that step over Colorado.
I agree.
That'd be a fun series, huh? Fleury's can steal a series for you though. And so I think Minnesota's already done all the work to get there. Now they have a goalie that can come in and seal the deal.
And with Fleury coming into Minnesota dealt Capo Kakinen to San Jose for defenseman Jacob Middleton. So I mean, you're getting that relief from Capo. Capo wasn't having the best season, in our opinion. But to get Fleury in there, 12 wins, 8 losses coming out of Capo, goals against 2.87. Not a terrible season, but solid backup. Going to be going to San Jose. But Fleury, I mean, we know what Fleury's capable of. Has the experience deep in the playoffs. I think it's going to be a big push for Minnesota to make that stretch this year.
Yeah, we'll see, though. The playoffs are another breed.
It's weird to see Fleury reaching that. It's crazy how we've, growing up and watching these different players, and, Fleury's reaching that age where he's bouncing around. I thought Fleury would be a Penguin forever. and like to see him.
You kind of get caught up on that, but we're starting to see that kind of slowly disappear.
Yep.
We're seeing the big contracts around the the superstar players, obviously, but guys want to keep playing. They have no problem, doing what they got to do.
I completely agree, man. It's gonna be a mix up of a season over here. Oh, I did want to touch on Toronto as well. Toronto making the leap and snagging Mark Giordano and Colin Blackwell from the Seattle Kraken in exchange for a second round pick. 2022 and a second round pick in 2023 and a third round pick in 24. Mark Giordano just had his 1,000th game.
Yeah,
just a 1,000 game there night in Seattle. Big hockey guy, wanted to make his way back to Toronto. Wanted to play there before he retired.
That's home.
Yep, that's where he's home. And what a special moment, by the way. His dad reading off that video salute they did to him out in Seattle for his 1,000th game. I thought it was beautiful, but getting them moved back to Toronto, is this going to be something that's going to bulk up Toronto a little bit? I mean, we know they're trying to make a push and get past this first round. We know they've got some woes in Toronto, woes in the 6 up there, but are these two guys going to help them get it done?
I don't know. I really don't know, and I think the answer falls on that offense. They can add all they want to the D. The goaltending has to be next level, and I think the offense has to produce in the playoffs. They have to win games.
They really do, and they got to get going. I mean, Giordano on 28 points on the season, 23.6 goals and 17 assists. And Colin Blackwell coming in at 17 points, 8 goals, 9 assists. I mean, this might be the boost they need, get a little more solidified, get a little deeper, possibly in that bottom 6. I think Giordano is going to fall in their top 6 somewhere, maybe shaking up the boys up there and, get a little stress off Poppy and get them going.
Maybe he brings vet experience, and that's always huge in the playoffs too.
And just recently as well, Toronto put Peter Mrazek on waivers. He cleared waivers. So what's their move with the goaltender? Are they going to try to solidify another goaltender here late? I mean, trade deadline's not here yet, but things are getting hot. Are they going to try to get another goaltender up in Toronto? I don't know exactly what they're thinking yet, but that's where I feel like they need a little bit that boost. We know they've got the offensive weapons. You got Poppy going for the Rocket this year, even with dealing with that BS 2-game suspension. I couldn't believe that got a suspension. But is this what's going to take for them to go to the next level? I don't know that. I think they need a solid goaltender.
Oh, that's a legit question. Like I said, if the guys have to show up, nothing really has changed in their core, and that's who they have failed with. So with no changes there, you're expecting more from them. More importantly,
I can't agree more, man. Definitely hoping Toronto gets a little boost. Toronto, I have a soft spot for Poppy, American-born player. Always like to see them succeed. So definitely be pulling for Toronto. I mean, not better than us, but here we are. I think we should dive into the Caps, man. The Caps have made some moves. Episode 90, and go figure, we got Mojo back, baby. We acquired Marcus Johansson from the Seattle Kraken. We got him back. We traded forwards Daniel Spronger over to him, plus 2 picks to get Mojo back here. But look, I wasn't a fan of the trade until I found out Seattle's retaining half of Mojo's contract. They're literally paying him to play for us. I don't mind. Sucks to see Spronger go. I know you didn't have the highest thoughts of him. He's a little bit quieter this season than we wanted him to be. But crucial player to filling in last year for the Capitals on that taxi squad. Big fan of Spronger, though. I sent a message on IG. He gave me the old double tap. Good to see Spronger going somewhere. Hopefully he's successful in Seattle. But I do have mixed feelings. Oh, man, the dogs are going crazy.
Oh, boy. They're sad to see Sprong go. Yeah, I was just looking at his stats, 14 points for Sprong. He wasn't the best producer like we thought he would be, like he coming off with the taxi squad a couple seasons ago. It's sad because I thought he's somebody that could have played well here.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw shades of, Kuzi almost when he first came in. But Mojo, my only issue with Mojo is he's got a negative 22 plus minus.
That's crazy.
Something we got to keep an eye on just because our goaltending has been the way it is. And if we don't make any changes there and you have a guy that's prone to let it up, whether because he's playing heavy PK or whatever, it's still a lot.
Yeah.
It would be the heaviest on the Washington roster. The next in line with plus minus wise would be -7 on TJ Oshie. And we know Oshie gets a lot of playing time. He's a piece that gets played in multiple positions there. So
same with Mojo though on the PK. So I mean he's a versatile player. I just have mixed feelings about bringing former players back. I don't know why I have that. I don't know what it is
against Holtby or
it's almost like it's like, well, why'd you deal him in the first place? You know what I mean? Like
but with this one, it was a while ago, and he had time to go mature, change his game, play in a different couple different scenarios and different coaches and really evolve his game and come back as a better player and fit better now, then why not?
And you nailed it. The reason why we got rid of him is because he wasn't developing at the rate that we wanted him to.
Mm-hmm.
And the Capitals are known for that. The Capitals are known for dealing guys that they're just thinking they're not developing fast enough. Like, that happens. It's okay. He's doing work, and look where he's in Seattle. Oh my God, what is going on out there? Oh my God, these animals are crazy, bro. But hopefully you guys don't hear that. I can hear it. But yeah, it's absolutely nuts out there. It's mayhem out there. You know, we can only do so much. You know, we're still balling on a budget, and it's going to get crazy again in about 30 seconds because I can see people walking on the street, and that's why the dogs are going ape shit. Good times over here in the studio. What can we do about it, folks? Balling on a budget. Everything's just fine. Let's talk about another player that the Washington Capitals acquired. Where did it go? Larson. We got Larson from Minnesota, correct? No, Arizona Coyotes. We got Johan Larson from the Arizona Coyotes, exchanged for a third round draft pick. After reading up on his stats, this is a solid addition to our lower six here. It's definitely going to be a big addition at center for our bottom six. He's a guy who wins a lot of faceoffs out there. So adding him to the roster, I think it's definitely going to be a game changer for the boys. We know that depth in the bottom six. Hags is done for the season with that unfortunate eye injury he suffered in practice. So getting more guys in this bottom six, I think it's going to help us, especially Eller's kind of fallen off as far as playing a center role for the Capitals. So hopefully Larson can be a little juice, be a little energy to mix back in that and get that bottom six going again.
Yeah. And, you know, now that it's already done, we can weigh our opinions on it. But, you know, let's hope for the best for Mojo coming in. You got to think there's going to be some instant chemistry. Nicky, Ovi, you know, get the vibes going again. And hopefully can maybe start producing quick enough and maybe start seeing them get some PP time.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said, they already had that chemistry before, so I think it's going to be a solid addition. I'll put my feelings to the side about it and hope for the best for the boys. Other than that, moving forward, man, I really expected more. I mean, the trade's not over, but I expected more from the Capitals. I felt like, you know, our front office really wasn't that aggressive with trades this year, especially in the goaltending department. You know, both of our goalies look fantastic on paper, but when you're actually in the gameplay, we're missing on some things here. And I think Sammy, we both have dealt our feelings on Sammy before, and I feel like that's the one that's got to move. You know, V, he's been a solid, getting thrusted into that starting position last year, pretty much carrying the load this year. You know, we can only ride V for so long, and I feel like we need some relief, and Sammy might not be that guy.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. The Washington Capitals have a goaltending situation. A lot of people saying Vanecek's a number one goalie, just got to get healthy and all these. I don't think so. I don't think he's there yet. I don't think he could go win us a best of 7 series, especially against the way we've seen trades so far. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even mention, you know, Max Domi to Carolina. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge from you know, him leaving Columbus. I think that's a deadly threat to that lineup, and Carolina is just really gonna be a team to be fucked with. But we'll see, man. It's the playoffs are just another breed, you know.
Yeah, no joke. And it's definitely gonna be a battle, especially this year, and having the full season, really getting to see what these guys are doing. And that's going to be a big change. I mean, just for an example, not on the trade block, but Connor. Fuck, I just lost his first name. Connor Keller. No, I'm mixing this up.
Kyle Connor,
yeah, Winnipeg, having a great season, scored the most goals he scored in a season. You know, that having this long season like this in the development, things like that are going to be changing on every team. Every team's bottom six, especially coming on the ones that we're talking about, Florida, Carolina, those teams are buzzing. They're clicking all 4 lines, and that's what we talk about a lot. You got to have those 4 lines plus a goaltender to really get deep. And man, the East Coast is looking scary this year. They're looking truly scary.
Yeah, if I had to put my money on it, I would put my money that a Metropolitan Division team wins the Stanley Cup this year.
I agree. I completely agree, especially with the battling that we're seeing elsewhere. I really feel like these other teams in the Pacific, we know how tight of a run it is out there. We're going to dive into that momentarily, but it's a tight run out there as far as points. These teams are really going to start beating each other up, you know, right here before playoffs, and they're not going to have the opportunity to rest the guys that some of these other teams are going to have the opportunity to. So I feel like that's going to be a big game changer as well.
Yeah, I honestly sitting here thinking about the different, you know, matchups, and man, I would love to see a Carolina, Florida best of 7. man, that'd be some fun hockey to fucking watch.
Fun hockey, fast hockey, a lot of goal scoring there. But, oh, man, you can't say a lot. I say that, but you got literally some of the best goalies on both those squads. Yeah, Freddie Anderson playing huge for Carolina, Bob down in Florida. I mean, you talk about a matchup. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, just star-studded performance this year all the way up and down both those rosters.
Yeah, it's the playoffs this year. We're still a couple games away. We're about 20-some-odd games away here. But, I mean, we're getting down to the punch here. Why did I just get a notification that Max Domi went to Carolina? We just talked about that. That's weird that it just came through. But already getting the notification.
Out of the news, baby.
Twitter's on it. Twitter's where it's at. You can't beat Twitter as far as the most up-to-date news, especially when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
Those guys are in the locker rooms and they know everything before.
Kind of kills the days where you used to just sit there and watch the network, just wait for the bottom line to change, see something pop up, waiting for it to drop. Who's getting traded? Now that we just sit here and just like, no matter where I'm at, I got the trades.
Constant information.
Love it.
Constant information. All right, guys, let's jump over and do some breakdowns for you real fast. We're just going to run through the top 4 teams and divisions real quick. Actually, some we got to do all of them. Like the Pacific, we can't stop talking about them. Let's start over in the Atlantic with Florida, holding the line here. Where am I at? Where are my points? 90 points, putting some gap on Tampa Bay here. Tampa Bay coming in second at 84 points. Toronto holding on to third with 83. And Boston holding on with 81 points. And then it falls off pretty hard. Detroit, Buffalo, Ottawa, Montreal below that. We've talked a lot about Florida. We've talked a lot about Tampa, a lot about Toronto. Not much on Boston, but they're holding on there in that 4th spot, not going anywhere. I think that's going to be your solid wild card coming out in that division, the Atlantic.
Yeah, just signing that extension on DeBrusque. He still wants to trade out of there, so
which is weird.
I don't know what the vibes are like. Well, it's hoping that it'll help seal the deal on a transaction or something, But anyways, I don't know what the vibes like over there, especially going into the playoffs. Hopefully it's for the best. Just wanting to win hockey games, obviously, but once he wants out of there, I don't know if they can make a push. But if they get Toronto first round, I think that's an instant ticket to second round. I think they come in and build off that together.
For Boston?
And the next thing you know, Boston could be a game changer in the playoffs.
Boston's they're like a wishy-washy team right now. Like they're streaky as far as their top 6, their top 3 especially. One day they're burying the puck, and the next day it's quiet. Marchand's just licking people again. It's a weird lineup over there for Boston. I don't know what they got to do. That DeBrusque thing is weird, sealing the deal, but like you said, maybe they'll get to move him with that new deal in place. 2-year deal he signed, so nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. Easy to move. A lot of guys. Again, I saw a couple 8-year deals come through today. 8 years. 8-year deals are insane. We're both not. I know that you're a fan of the 3-4. That mark is where you're at, but 8 years, man, what a commitment to stick with a team.
I think it's probably tough on the player knowing they only have a certain amount of time to play at their best. But like this is that that next level shit. This is the NHL. It's a business. We're trying to win every year. We're trying to grow. And, depending on why you're being brought in, it's to win now majority of the time. Obviously, if you're in a rebuild position, maybe signing that long-term deal, like, hey, we'd like you here through the whole build, you know?
Man, I need another massage. I got to get another massage. My back a little tight. My back a little tight. Let's jump over to the Central where we got Colorado holding on to first place with 93 points. St. Louis in second with 76. And this is where it gets tight over here in the Central. St. Louis with 77 points in second. Minnesota in third with 76 points, tied with Nashville with 76 as well. And then look, we can't count anyone out in this division. Dallas is right behind them, 71 points. Winnipeg right behind them with 68. A couple games here, man. That bottom 3, that 3, 4, and 5 ain't number 2. They're only 1 point away. Man, it can be anyone's division. Colorado's got it sealed with 93 points. They got quite a gap on them. But those 2nd through 5th, really, it can bounce around in any given minute.
Yeah, Nashville's played much better hockey than Dallas this season, so I don't think they close the gap on them. But Winnipeg, though, definitely, I think after today, maybe don't have the juice.
No?
Yeah, I think that trade kind of affected them in a negative way. I think they lost that trade. I think they got rid of a great player, but that's me, and I'm not in that front office.
I agree. And Laine really hasn't had that season where we're really to solidify Laine's name again. Like he hasn't had that pop off.
Yeah,
season.
But I think they won that trade with Dubois.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Definitely a different attitude change there. Mm-hmm. Laine playing better. You can tell already when he got there, he was playing better. But I think Dubois, we had a little cancer situation with Dubois in that locker room. So it's good to have them mix that up. But like you said, Winnipeg might be out of it. And even so, 2 through 5, St. Louis, Minnesota. Minnesota might be having this push here. I think they're definitely going to make the playoffs heavy, especially adding the goaltending situation. You got guys there buzzing. Minnesota is a fast team, and they're going to be buzzing this year. So I think prepare to watch them move up before the playoffs, and they're going to get in that number 2 spot and try to have a different matchup lined up for them.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be a fun one coming into these last few weeks.
Definitely. Let's jump over to the Pacific. We got Calgary in first with 84 points. LA up in second with 76 points. Edmonton holding on to third with 74. Vegas right behind them with 72. Vancouver behind them with 68. And we can't stop there. We got Anaheim behind them with 65. San Jose with 62. The only team I'm counting out is Seattle Kraken. They're down with 44. But look, all 7 of these teams can make some changes before the playoffs hit. Got about, like I said, a little over 20 games left. That's a lot of points. That's 40 some odd points to snag.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams can make some moves here. Anaheim, we talked about them earlier with Zegras and now their new acquisitions. Vancouver coming on strong with Brucey behind the bench. That's another division, the Pacific. We talked about it a lot. It's another division where there can be a lot of moves made late.
Yeah, and I think Edmonton's a sleeper in there. I think they could go up or down, but I think if they make it, they could be a team that could maybe really knock someone out of that first round.
Yeah, definitely. Do an upset. Does Edmonton have the depth to make that long-term dive into the playoffs? That's the only question.
I think when you have a McDavid Draisaitl setup leading the way, those 2 guys right there could each steal a game every other night. You know, I'll take tonight. You get tomorrow. You know, type of deal. The way those 2 superstars that could just build off of any organization. You know what I'm saying? Individually. So the fact that they're together is just retarded.
Yeah. And Vegas coming in strong, holding that 4th position at 72 points. Vegas has been another team, man. We're really waiting to see Eichel pop off. I think they have the ability. They have the powerhouses there that can get it done. But I don't know if they're going to be able to hang on for another depth push.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot to be said. There's still a lot of hockey left. I'm at that point where I'm getting excited for playoffs, but a lot could still happen. A lot of teams can make it. A lot of teams could hop. This is the time of the year where we saw the Rangers, who no one thought could make the playoffs, make a push to almost knocking someone out and finishing in 5th. And now look at them. They're in the very next year. They're arguably one of the better teams in the Metropolitan. So with that being said, teams can gain a lot of steam in these next few weeks.
Absolutely, man. And then with that being said about the Rangers, let's jump up into the Metro, where we got the Hurricanes holding on the number 1 spot at 88 points. Rangers behind them at 85. Tied with Pitt behind them at 85. Washington coming in at 4th at 80. Columbus down here at 67. Not counting them out, but the Capitals have a little bit of cushion here with their new addition with Mojo and stuff like that. Possibly a goaltender change. We don't know if that's really coming, but that could be something said. Carolina, I think, is solidified. I mean, they're only 3 points above New York. With these new additions to New York, could New York bump Carolina from that first spot?
I don't know. Carolina is a deadly team right now, but the Rangers are too. Both teams are playing really great hockey, both making great additions. So that's going to be a fun one. I really do think that this is the best division in the NHL.
Yeah, the Metro, they're such powerhouses on this side, man. The Metro is just really bringing it this year. Like you said, Carolina, New York making the additions. In New York, everyone's already heating up. Zibanejad, Fox, all these guys are already having top tier seasons. You get Lafreniere to come alive a little bit more. He's been having a better season, sophomore year, a little bit better than last, especially doing all that COVID BS. So to see him to make some strides, that can make some moves here. Pittsburgh, couldn't count them out. Can never count out Pittsburgh, especially with Sid the Kid and the way Malcolm plays over there. Pittsburgh can still be a heavy hitter coming out of this division. And then you got Capitals sitting back here in 4th, who I feel like are on cruise control. They're not really dominating. They're not really losing. A lot of overtime wins and losses. Yep. These teams, Capitals love to play extra hockey for whatever reason. But they're playing better than I think they were in the beginning of the season. So I think we're moving forward as far as that. But the questionable goaltending and the defense, Carlson took a big knock the other night into the boards late from Jamie Benn. Kind of shocked it was only a 2-minute on there. Especially with he hit the boards fucking hard. Like he went in hard, full speed, trying to save that puck from the open net and beat Ben back there. I mean, Dallas is on that bubble spot. They're not really, I can't count them out, but we understand
every
where that's
point
coming
matters
from.
right
Exactly. Now. Every point matters. So why not make that play? But, definitely Carlson would be a big loss if he had any type of long-term injury. He popped up and was on his feet after the play. So Hopefully he's good there. And the thing, today's only Monday. So, and you know, we drop on Thursday. So much action can happen between now and then, which is going to be tough. So we're going to keep up with that on the Instagram page and keep posting our biggest trades and what we think was a bust and who lost what. So we're going to stay on track with that. But I mean, as far as this goes, man, it's already been an active trades. It's always been an active trade year. We're still in the middle of it. Stuff's happening right now. What'd you say behind the scenes? There's like 33 other deals.
So, yeah,
33 other fucking deals.
Yeah.
That is insane. It's so weird to me. Like I understand that everyone's trying to make a push, but it's like, you know, it's always weird to see who wins a trade and who loses a trade. You know,
and how they play out long term and short term in that team's franchise. Yeah.
Exactly, especially just the 1 year deals, or just not even the 1 year deals, but the ones they just finishing out the season type deals. You know, we bring him here just for the cup push, and we don't get it, he's gone. It's crazy to see that, especially how they dance around a salary cap and injuries as well. You know, Tampa and Florida are seem to be taking advantage of that scenario. So it's definitely going to be a wild rest of the season. Excited to see what additions are really going to pay off. I mean, we can't talk enough about Florida. Going to be making some moves. Can't wait to see Claude Giroux on that lineup and actually on the ice with them. Going to be a big game changer. And I'm excited to see Mojo back. You know, I'm usually not a big fan of bringing guys back, but I'm excited to see what he can do. You know, hopefully we can get him acclimated with the boys again and get him going. So, I mean, there's definitely some positives coming out of this trade block. I do stand by what I said earlier, and I wish our front office was a little bit more aggressive. I feel like we were kind of lackadaisical with what we were doing.
Yeah, it wasn't not enough to be like, okay, we know that we're starting. We're not going to make a heavy push deep into the playoffs, but it's also enough movement to be like, do they think we can do it with this?
But I feel like that's been we talked about this last year with the Capitals. Like I feel like they always think. Like, yes, I mean, our top six. I mean, our top six was a top four with all the injuries this year, and we had a lot of movement with that top six, bottom six. But are they just having faith that they can get it done because our core is getting older? You can see the pace of the Capitals game.
At its best, everyone healthy. I think that's a solid roster, and that would have been okay if we didn't move anybody and just moved something to do with the goalies. You know,
right?
TJ healthy, Eller playing his best. You know, McMichael's playing well. You know, things like that. You know, Ovi, Kuzi, Nicky, expect it, Willie, always.
Yeah.
Mantha's back and firing. So, you know,
oh my God.
A healthy bottom six, like, yeah.
Watching Mantha play, it's just like, we needed that all season. Yeah. He definitely brings the flair. He's got the hands, catching a couple breakaways. He's got it. I'm telling you, man, that shot of his is insane. And you know what I think it is? Low key, that white stick. It's deceiving. That white stick on the ice is deceiving.
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, he's able to get off shots in unique areas very quickly.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Mantha. Glad we got him. Missing V-Rod for sure, but happy with that original trade. Yeah. Definitely going to be a guy who's going to help us push here deep into the playoffs. You know, looking forward to the Caps holding on to that fourth place. I don't really see us climbing too much higher, but I don't see us falling off either.
No.
So I'm comfortable in fourth. You know, let's just get a little bit more chemistry. Still, the only other recommendation, but the only other criticism I have is let's work on this power play. Mm-hmm. We're still just, everyone knows we're going to Ovi. I know he can bury it. I know he's got the action, but you know, when TJ was back, we utilized him in the high slot. You know, are we getting Mojo going to be back on this power play? I think
if we could start channeling it to the other side, like, all right, we're going to start setting up Mantha as our power play guy.
Yeah, Mantha.
Teams would be so shook.
Yeah.
You could win a series off that.
Yeah.
Every time they're covering heavy Ovi expectedly, well, we're all set up for a heavy shot from Mo.
How about how about not only that, but utilizing Kuzi more? I mean, he's really come alive lately with these short side snipes, and that's one of my favorite places to shoot is that short side. I mean, just look at him, and I can't talk enough about Kuzi as well. Kuzi's got some 2018 vibes. My man is looking good on the stride and glide. He's playing confident. He's having fun. You can tell he's having fun. So to see him where he's at, I just want more of it. I want more Kuzi. Give him the puck. You can tell he wants the puck. He's driving deep in the corners, coming out, making the moves. He's not making a pass, taking a shot. The guy can shoot from anywhere. We know how good Kuzi is.
Deadly shot.
So I feel like we should take a little bit more advantage of him on the power play as well. I mean, he's got the hands. He can draw people to him, create space for other guys. Not to pull away from Nicky, Mo, Carlson, and Ovi. I mean, when you say that out loud, that's a deadly power play. That is an absolutely lethal power play.
Yeah.
So as long as we can keep moving forward and taking advantage of that, I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm here for it. All right, guys. Well, that was another fun episode. A lot of trade information, a lot of divisional information as well.
A lot going on. It's hard to process all that.
It is
stuck on the doors and the wheels.
And it's hard to end chickens. Don't get me going weekend on chickens. It's hard to keep up with all these trades, man. So we're definitely going to keep up with you guys on our Instagram page as well, posting our busts and our blunders over there, seeing who made out and who didn't. It's definitely going to be interesting to follow. Like you said, we got 33 possible trades left, and that's not going to say that's going to continue to grow. The trades are definitely a big part of the late end of the season here. So seeing who goes where and who's making a move for what, I think it's going to tell a lot about the rest of the season.
Me too.
Oh man, another good epi.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
it's good to see you again.
So much information. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Don't forget to, if you're gonna fart, just do it outside. You can hold it and just make it out to the front porch.
Yeah, free marketing.
Free
cameraman.
It is. It's crazy how much. I was thinking about that. I'm gonna get off track here before we go real fast. I was thinking about that, like how much life has changed due to surveillance. Like there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
There truly are. Like I was watching something the other day that got me thinking about it, and we were watching some serial killer joint on E, and bro, they tracked this guy. He murdered like his girlfriend in their apartment, and like he paced it out where he went to the hardware store. He got an axe because he chopped her up. Then the next day he went to a different hardware store on the other side of the county and got like contractor bags, and then he went to another store and got bleach. Like he's thinking, oh man, I'm spacing this out. And the cops, once they found out, like once they had him like as the main suspect, they were all over the footage. They literally had him going into each store, and it's like, why even try? It's, you know what I mean? Not that saying I have serial killer tendencies.
I don't know,
but it's like
that's a great last thought though,
isn't it? Let's wrap on that, folks. If you're gonna do it, space it out. And think about it. COVID really did help. With the mask. You're throwing a mask on. That's not me.
That's not me.
A hood, sunglasses.
That's me.
I'm getting weird.
Glove doesn't fit.
If the glove don't fit, you're full of shit. On that note, you ready to get out of here?
Yep. Until next time.
Be well, guys.
Later.
My fucking brain is weak.
This is the Men Behind the Mitts podcast. Hosted by Big J. And now, here's your favorite Bukes.